Step right up, it's time to hear the cleverest show of the year. AI catch-up, brighter tone, every week in your living room.
Hey guys.
Hey guys, great to see you.
You
We
too.
were off last week, but I think we have quorum this week. I think Harvey should be on a little bit. Talking some agentic today.
Yeah, looking forward to it, guys. Good to see everybody. Let's catch up on what is AI agents. That's the best part about the AI catch-up is that the 4 or 5 of us, we get to catch up on what the other guys know about agents because there's so much to do and so much to learn. Brooks, we all know that you're real sharp about AI agents. Of all the platforms you've used, name the 3 that come to mind that people should at least know of.
So if you have a ChatGPT subscription, they have some pretty basic, good workflows that you can set up some agents. You can send out reminder emails. You can remind yourself of things. You could have it do research and then let you know after it does the research. For instance, we could set up a weekly agent to do some research on podcast topics for a weekly show and then send those out and add it to a spreadsheet if you wanted to, and you can start checking them off.
So agents could be just like layered instructions. Step 1, do this. And then instead of having to type on the keyboard for step 2, the program continues to do step 2 and more.
Yeah, and not only that, it's leveraging large language models to produce some text, also do some research, come up with ideas, give you examples of things. And we can go through those in a minute here. But
So-
you know, I'd say the other 2 would be N8N. We'll talk through that.
Yeah.
And then there's a couple of others, but make.com, and then I would slash that with Zapier.com. Both of those they've been out for quite a while, but both of those platforms have recently added some AI flavor to it on top of it, because those used to just be workflows, and then having the AI large language model built on top of it just gives you way more functionality. For instance, doing some auto posts on LinkedIn or Facebook, things like that.
Yeah. Awesome. So ChatGPT, N8N, Zapier, and Make are 4 of the bigger or more popular or easy to access names to catch you up on agentic AI.
And let me ask Brooks a question. So when you're saying it'll put it on a spreadsheet for you, like will it add it to a Google Doc or a spreadsheet, or will it just give you the data for you to cut and paste into it when you do the ChatGPT one?
Yeah, so it could do both. I have workflows in ChatGPT and in N8N both that will not only it'll create a Google Doc and add a row to a spreadsheet.
Got it. Cool.
So let me I'll get my screen queued up here. We'll just talk through N8N first, and then we will look at ChatGPT second.
Nice. One of the biggest questions I hear from people when someone says N8N, they're not picturing the letter N and then the number 8 and then the letter N. And they always wonder, how do you spell that? And people say N8N. And it's like a riddle you have to solve because people think you're going to sound it out, but it's the letter N, the number 8, and the letter N.
Yeah, I'll drop add a banner real quick just to give everyone the link to that. Easy to describe that too. Like you said,
When I first saw N8N, I was like, are they trying to say nation? Like 8 for Asian? Anyway, I don't know.
That's fine.
Could be someone named Nathan.
Yeah.
of course. But the number 8, n.io is where this would live. You could, if you're crafty enough, you can host this yourself. We do have a course on the AI catch-up site specifically around N8N so that you can host it yourself. N8N also has a cloud service that you can set up as well. But here's a pretty advanced looking workflow. What this one's doing is it's capturing my inbound emails, categorizing them, dropping them into a Google Drive and a Google spreadsheet, and then it's also generating a email reply that it'll draft an email for me in Gmail, and then I can just hit send if I want to send it or make some changes there. But there's quite a few steps here, but ultimately what's occurring is that it's remembering the conversation, if there was, it's remembering my contact and maybe previous emails that we've gone back and forth on. It's remembering that conversation, and then it's grabbing details. It's using OpenAI in this instance to generate a conversation and a response based on the previous conversation and what would be. So you could set this up for like inbound or outbound marketing. If you're just trying to get a hold of your inbox too, that's just another way to use this also.
So maybe one of the basic questions to ask, Brooks, is who helps a new user of agentic AI? Who helps them know what it can do? Do you go to Claude or ChatGPT and say, here's my conversation? Or are you looking at a place that says, here are common uses for these tools? Because it doesn't seem like there's a strong instruction guide to these kinds of software.
So let me pull up their website. They do have actually some really great templates, actually right here on the left. So there is a full-on, so n8n.io/workflows. They have all kinds of things in here. Here's a AI personal assistant that uses a chat app called Telegram. Another one that's using a thing called RAG, which is basically giving your AI or your LLM some memory to remember things about it, and you can kind of guide it. So maybe you need the chatbot to specifically know about your company, so you upload company documents, maybe your manual, those types of things, and then you can ask questions against it. Here's another one that will just do email labeling, so it will grab your emails, label them. This is with Gmail, and then categorize your emails for easy things later on. Or another one that will analyze a landing page and get optimization tips. But to further answer that question, there's a ton of YouTube videos around this. And then, of course, on our site, we have, if you go to the AICatchup.live, we just added this course to go through that. So I have a full-on course on the best way to use these, the things that I use, the types of workflows that I have. Another workflow that I have is it will look at I have a rule in my email that if there's any note takers from any meeting that I'm on, anytime you go to meetings these days, there's like 5 or 6 note takers there. And usually when you're finished, you get an email summary. And that summary, I'm having that email get forwarded automatically over to one of these workflows. And then it's summarizing the summaries and then telling me what my tasks are that I might need to do from those meetings.
Wow. So you're in a meeting, there's a note taker, you get an email, the email gets summarized, and then it picks out, Brooks, you should do this, and then it sends you a message that says, hey, here's the to-do list from your meetings.
Yes.
Man, that's super cool.
I tried doing something similar during that the Focus Guy week. I was trying to take all the chat stuff, have it automatically attached to Google Drive using Zapier, and then have that connect to ChatGPT for auto analysis, so there wouldn't be all this downloading and uploading, and just have. But I couldn't, even though the tool, everything looks like it should work. There was a lot of bugs and trial and error in trying to figure that out.
Yeah, no, this stuff is pretty new, and the workflows can really break down. But the reason I really like a Zapier or an N8N is because it's very visual, it's very drag and drop, kind of Lego-like, and you can really see the progress of the workflow and where things are going, so that you can really come up with unlimited ideas. So I was just looking at our ChatGPT, and I don't think the free version has the agents, unless you guys know a way to enable them.
The AI Catch-Up ChatGPT account does not have a paid version. So, does anybody want to volunteer their paid version to show us? I know, Harvey, you're with us, but you're driving. I know you've got these tools.
So let me share my
screen.
screen.
Sorry, I'm driving, so I can't. But I did want to add on the note taker. GenSpark, I haven't played with it yet, but they have a note taker through AI. And so, it's been wanting to test it out. But I think the problem with that is it's using like a new edge technology, like either you're using your phone or iPhone, because I can't get it to work on my Windows or some other computer I have. So I need to play with it.
Huh. Okay. I've not given much attention to GenSpark.
Okay, so in ChatGPT, if you have a paid subscription, the little plus icon, click on more. There's agent mode right here. And you just describe a task. So I would say I want a daily reminder of the top news event.
Now, the best part about using ChatGPT is there's no additional costs.
That's right.
Because some of those N8N processes, I believe you pay per use.
Like a make.com and a Zapier, those are pay per use. The N workflows, this is why I like that one so much, is that you just pay a flat monthly fee and there's not like a per use. There's not like a per click per use scenario going on there.
Okay, so anyone that has monthly reports, quarterly reports, weekly reports, or daily reports in their tasks, you could set up N8N or Chat Agent to do some form of summary, analysis, or information for you.
Yeah, and this is going to take a little while because it's using ChatGPT 5. It just switched into the auto thinking mode, which is one of their newer features. And here it is. So I can set up a daily reminder of top news events. To get it right, what do you want me to know? What time of day and how often would you like to receive it? So I want to say every morning at 10 a.m. and email.
I think it's great to catch up on these tools because there's so many new features. It's great to see someone use them. You can use this for more than just simple tasks, though, right?
Yeah, you can do all kinds of things. I could have it go out and do full-on research on any topic several times per day, once a day. You know, the best way to use these is to give it like a timing period of how often you want it to happen and what time of day. Maybe you only want to have it once and it goes in the background and does it for you and then gives you the results instead of having to go back into ChatGPT. You just get it in your email.
Not bad.
Typo there, 10 a.m.
And now you've connected, I'm going to guess, Brooks, you've connected your Google Gmail to your ChatGPT account.
Yes, that's where that's connected right now. And there's also some other sources you can add. So right now Gmail is connected. I could connect Canva if I wanted to. The web search box is ticked as well. Dropbox is another place you could send some things to. And there's a bunch more. Let's see what they keep adding stuff constantly. Google Calendar, Outlook Calendar, Teams, SharePoint, HubSpot if you wanted it to connect directly to a CRM, Notion if you wanted it into a Notion board.
Very interesting.
And then so what's interesting about the way that ChatGPT does this with their agents, and even in some of their research topics, it will actually spin up its own like virtual desktop. That's what you're seeing here. And it's going to start going and looking on different places. So it's looking at Wikipedia right now for current events. It's actually scraping these websites and grabbing this information, and that's what it's going to email me back when it's finished.
Now, I imagine there's a bit of trial and error before it becomes really dialed in.
Yeah, there's all kinds of things that are going to start occurring with this, I believe. It is pretty new. It's somewhat buggy at times, but really it's kind of fun to watch the browser automatically get clicked by an AI. Because it just went to like a Google search basically and said August 20th, 2025 news.
Yeah, and I know we've talked about Hux before. I'll have no shares; it's free. But basically, I have that set up, and every morning when I wake up, when I go on a walk or anything, it'll say, "Hey Harvey, overnight, these are your emails. This is some important email that you forgot to address." and then it'll say make sure to address XYZ, and then it'll go into my calendar and it'll say, hey, you double booked yourself here. Here's the morning events, and then after that, it'll give me the current events that I have picked. And it's using the same idea. It's tapping into my Gmail and my G calendar.
That's really cool. And how do you spell Hux for the audience, Harvey?
It is HUXE, and it's free. And I was actually talking to the CEO last week, so maybe I can try to get her on here one of these weeks.
Cool.
And it's free. It's a good price.
That's a real good price. It's amazing what's available these days. HUXE, Hux.
Yeah, and I know it's I think I'm not sure if they have an Android app. I know you use the Android, but I know I use an iPhone, so I know they have that. Oh, and these are the guys that made. They were the part of the team of Notebook Google LLM, and so they took off and made this on their own.
Oh, cool. I'm a big fan of Notebook LM.
Yeah, me too.
Hux has an Android app.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a try. While Brooks is setting up his daily 10 a.m. news email reminder using OpenAI's Agentic AI.
And so right now that's running in the background, but here's the Hux AI website.
It says currently invite only. Oh, there's the trick.
Harvey, when you log in, do you have invites? Like, do you get invites, or do you have to be on a list?
Do we lose Harvey?
Just have.
He is driving.
Yeah, he's
So
driving. Can't unmute.
So what I'm seeing operator do reminds me of what Perplexity Comet does as an agentic browser. Have any of you guys used Perplexity Comet?
I have.
Yeah.
I think it's really interesting.
I have it on my MacBook.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty fun to have a chat.
Sorry, I thought I was on mute. Go ahead, buddy.
I was going to say, Comet's really fun to see when you have a chat window on your right here. So here's the demo here. And then when you type in something, you can see the AI take over and start browsing and doing all the things for you. Similar to what's going on over here right now with OpenAI, ChatGPT.
I think, Michael, you knew there was one precaution, though, with Perplexity Comet.
Yeah, it does a lot of things, simple things, but it doesn't do everything you'd like. And then one issue is if you give it access to if your personal information, it collects, it sees and collects everything you're doing. So your browsing history, your keystrokes, it's operating on your behalf across your open accounts. So I was testing it out on dummy accounts. I created accounts that are not tied to my personal information, and then I would try to do the things that I wanted it to do in those accounts, so they're not tied back to me.
Okay, so there's still some awareness there for users of what else is open on your computer at the same time, not even in the browser.
No, I think that the browser, it's contained to the browser. But like if you have your bank account open, if you have your email account open, I mean, conceivably, we could be moving to a point where Microsoft or another company bakes an agentic system into the operating system, and then it would have access to everything, like literally everything on your computer. But we're not there yet.
Yeah,
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Microsoft add their Copilot features, start getting them really deep into the operating system to do things like control your computer and stuff like that.
Wow. So, Brooks, we've been watching the loading screen on ChatGPT's agent here for maybe 10 or so minutes to get your daily news delivered to your email.
Yeah, and this will probably take a few more minutes, but ultimately this is what it's doing in the background, and I could close this window and it would still continue on. And then every morning at 10 a.m., I'm going to get the top news stories delivered to my email once this finishes for the first time.
And you could have been more specific. You could have picked a city and an industry and a type of news and said, give me every, potato farmer in Iowa.
Absolutely.
It's an amazing customizable web that we're entering into in 2025. David, have you heard lots about agentic AI, like examples, people who are happy that they've been trying it?
Certainly the words I hear a lot, right? So exactly. I mean, there was the Spotify or the podcast that you shared of Vivian's from Salesforce. So it kind of seems like they're building it into all their modules, whether that's an operating system or just, something that connects all of their modules together. I think we'll have to see and play with it. Zapier we've used for a while, N8N I think we're just moving to, that Daniel's working on. So for certain things, but now just for like personal use, I think that's where things are going now. I'd love to have it as an example, tee up like the news example that Brooks gave for meetings I have tomorrow. What's happening with those companies, people I have meetings with tomorrow? Could it just give me information and tee it up?
So you could go to your calendar and then say, for everything that's in my calendar by 4 p.m. on Monday, for Tuesday, go to their LinkedIn, see if they've posted anything, go to Google, see if their company's changed, and then email me for 9 a.m.
Right.
That's a brilliant service to say, catch me up on their social media and their company posts for all my meetings.
Right.
I mean, that's a high value AI agent right there.
For sure.
Agent Force. Now, these are more geared towards commercial service, I would think.
I imagine this is baked into the Salesforce product, and they just have integration with other tools that any given company has and deploys agents to it. I imagine. I haven't looked closely at it.
Right. And I think this is where we'll see kind of what happened with operating systems, where they're really trying to keep their customers in their environments. Right. We're seeing that with LinkedIn already, that's owned by Microsoft, where, if you do things on LinkedIn Live, you get a lot more play. If you're using tools like we have or streaming into YouTube, less and less service. So I think hopefully we won't go back to, the early days of software where they're not really thinking about the user and the customer. They're just trying to keep people in their ecosystems.
I think it's great, Brooks, that you've got a course on this, because I can already see the simplicity of it. I get it. This is going to do 2 or 3 or more steps for me, but I can also immediately see the complexity of it, which is, can I edit it? Where can I change it? How long does it take? How long does it last? There's a lot of questions to be answered, and a lot of details that I appreciate. You've gone ahead and made a curriculum with modules on learning agentic AI.
Oh, you're muted, Brooks.
You're muted, Brooks.
Sorry, I've been working with N8N for a little over a year now, so I've built up quite a few workflows and some pretty good understanding of it. So that's what this course is specifically geared around, is N8N, and the best ways to use it. And the reason I use N8N is I think it's the most reasonably priced out of all of them, and it seems to have the most amount of connections to different things. Let's check on this still. This is still probably going. Yeah, this will take a while. because it is actually browsing the internet and grabbing these things. And the AI just doesn't have the best use of the browser yet. I think Comment probably goes a little bit faster. But being that this is built into right now, it's looking for BBC News, daily newsletter, things like that. But once that finishes, I'll get the email, and then every day now at 10 a.m. I'll be getting those headlines.
I think that's super cool. I think I'm glad we caught up on that. I'm glad that we're taking a bigger look at it and saying, anytime you do something, then you think, man, it would be nice if I had this every day or this every week. Consider going to your chat, your Claude, your Gemini, your Grok, your Perplexity, and saying, hey, I'm doing this task every day or every week. What can I do to automate it? And then, of course, take Brooks's course and learn all the tips and tricks that he's learned from, what did you say, Brooks, a year of doing this?
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. I'm in learn mode today, guys. Usually I have a lot of input and insight, but I'm in learn mode today.
I know, me too, but it's good.
Yeah, Brooks has way more experience with it than I do. So, yeah. But I should throw out there are tools that that use agents that don't require you to set them up. Like they use them in the background, and they have like Manus, for example. It spins up a system on its end, and then it has research agents that put stuff together for you on your behalf and piecing together documents. There's other tools out there as well. But if you're trying to integrate between a lot of different tools and connect them on the back end, N8N is the way to go.
Yeah. But Manus is the one I've used up to now, not as much Make or Zapier or N8N. I think I would have benefited from Brooks's course. I know I got there and it was like it felt useful and complex at the same time.
And Gemstar too, right? Gemstar is like an agent environment that we haven't talked.
Yeah, I just had that pulled up. So GenSpark, it can make you slide deck. It can create some code for you. It can create a podcast. Of course, they have an AI chat just like everybody. Do some research. What I've used these for a lot is presentations. It does a really good job, and it's pretty quick about it. And they're very well formatted also.
Awesome.
Yeah, well, I think this is great, Brooks, that you've made available for people on the AI Catch-Up website, the course to catch up on N8N. For anyone that's watching, if you want to put in the comments today, now, while the show is live, or between now and next week, what software or system or concept you want to catch up on. The AI Catch-Up is a live, evolving show, and the world of AI software is an ever-changing shore. So please let us know what's in your world that you would love to catch up on. Guys, I think that might be the episode on AI agents. Any last thoughts before we go?
Well, I think this was a good baseline. We'll be, although Brooks has been using them for a year, I think people are kind of just getting started. So it'll be good to kind of do more detail, do more shows that are more detailed on specific use cases and setting those up.
I think that's a great idea, and we should definitely do that in the future.
I'm sure.
All right, guys. Well, that's it for this week, and we'll see you all next week.
All right, everybody.
See you guys.
Thanks, everybody.
Step right up, it's time to hear the cleverest show of the year. AI Catch Up, brighter tone every week in your living room.